Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for being with us today. I request our President, Mr. Irshad Ahmad, to kindly welcome the guest, please. Mr. Irshad Ahmad.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sri R. Roshan Beg, Minister for Infrastructure Development and Information. Sri D. Satyamurthy, IAS, Additional Chief Secretary, Urban Development. Sri Lakshmi Narayan, IAS, Commissioner BBMP. IAS officers, foreign delegates, Ms. Robin Waters, FIAPC, World President, Australia. Mr. Norm Phim, founder and chairman, International Real Property Foundation, accompanied by his wife, Susan Flynn. Mr. Peter Bolton King, Global Residential Director, Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyor, London, UK. Kirkur Adarhainan, IPP, FIAPC, World Council of Brokers, President, International Relation Committee, FANAM, France. Jeff Fu, President, the Institute of Estate Agents, Singapore. Kathy Tsao, Chairperson, Asian Real Estate Association of America, USA. She was in 2012. Marivic Acosta, MD International Sales at Megaworld Corp, Manila, Philippines, accompanied by husband Anthony Acosta. Joel Agauda, VP Business Development, Megaworld Corp, Manila, Philippines. Wu Zheng, GM, Broad International Broad Group, China. P. Zin, General Manager, South Asia Department, International Service, Broad Group, China. Yogendra P. Singh, California Best Properties, past President, Asian Association of Realtors, USA. Linar Yakupov, Chief Executive, Tatarstan Investment Development Agency, member of the Government of Republic of Tatarstan, Russian Federation. CREDAI members, distinguished guests, and fellow members, on behalf of Bangalore Realtors Association India, a warm welcome to you all and looking forward for a fruitful interaction on Bangalore, an investment destination, a global perspective. Hope you all have a wonderful evening, followed by dinner. I would like to especially thank Mr. Irfan Razak, Chairman and Managing Director of Prestige Group, for extending hospitality to our international partners. Also, special thanks to Government of Karnataka and BBMP for joining hands for this evening function. I would request the board members to come on the stage, please. Vice President Nauzar Gada, Honorary Secretary Ayub Khan, please come. Treasurer Afzal, IPP Farook Mahmood, board members Hasib Noor and Rahul Pai. I would request Farook Mahmood to come over and take the proceedings.
Good evening, Honorable Minister Sri R. Roshan Beg, Mr. D. Satyamurthy, Mr. Lakshmi Narayan, all international delegates, developers, realtors, and friends. We are grateful to the Government of Karnataka for being a part of this event and showcasing Bangalore as an investment destination. We have a global perspective on Bangalore from our international guests. The state government has been very proactive in promoting Bangalore as a destination to invest in. Our Honorable Minister for Infrastructure and Development has been taking a very active role in promoting this, along with his colleagues, the Commissioner and the Additional Chief Secretary of BBMP. The BBMP has come out with a new scheme to encourage the developers and be more proactive with them. Our international delegates visited some of the best projects and facilities in and around the city yesterday and today. They also got the opportunity to get a first-hand look at the expanding boundaries of the city and the development that has happened already. I'm sure with this exposure, they will be better equipped to showcase our city abroad and garner more investments. I'd now request Mr. Peter Bolton King to come up and give us his presentation. Peter represents the Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors, London, United Kingdom. On various government and other stakeholder committees, he also holds a number of other industry appointments on their behalf. His international knowledge is widely recognized as he has held positions as chairman of the International Consortium of Real Estate Association, ICREA, and as a director on the FIAPSI World Council. Over to you, Peter.
Farook, thank you very much, and good evening, everybody. How are you all? Thank you very much, Farook, for inviting me to talk tonight. So briefly, however, about the Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyors. We are thought of as the world's leading body for professionals working in the land, the property and the construction sides of our business around the globe. We in effect cover the whole of the entire life cycle of land, property and construction, whether it be what's under the ground, whether it be the land itself, getting planning permission, the construction, the project management, then selling and letting the properties, the management, the facilities management of those properties, and eventually the redevelopment of those properties as well. And we also set standards around the world to ensure that our members meet the very highest qualities. We're also recognised by governments and markets around the world, and as it says on the screen there, we've got about 180,000 members, and you'll see that they're split across the world. And in fact, the one that says 21,205 obviously covers India and Asia. We're actually, by the end of this decade, we will have more members outside the United Kingdom than inside the United Kingdom. We've worked with Amity University and we've set up the first School of the Built Environment in New Delhi. That has gone really, really well, and as the slide says, we've actually got 80 students taking their MBA through the 2013 to 2015, and in fact it's going so well that we are looking now to work with the university, set up a second School of the Built Environment. Probably the next one I suspect might be in Mumbai. I reckon Bangalore should be a good one as well, but there we go. I asked the real estate agents in Kolkata at the conference, what are these issues and why are they important to you? So let's go back to the first thing I mentioned. So the very, very first slide. Sorry, if you just go on one. Thank you, which is property measurement. And why is that important? Well, the way that property is measured, surely the space is vital, because it acts as a basis for valuation, for the occupiers in the building, for investment, for financial reporting, and indeed for public confidence. The IFRS is the International Financial Reporting Standards. Now that's used and required indeed by I think well over 100 governments around the world and companies. And that's the way you should report the finances of your company. The next one down there is IVS, International Valuation Standards. Now that provides a common approach to valuing assets around the world. And those of you who might be aware of the RICS, we have a thing called the Red Book, which is the guide mandatory to our members as to how you go about making sure that you comply with those IVS, International Valuation Standards. And obviously that measurement feeds into the financial reporting. The valuation of a building, a property is included in that. But however, the measurement data, as I've just explained, that feeds into those valuations is not standardized. So as a result, there's a danger that it undermines the International Valuation Standards and the International Financial Reporting Standards. So that's why we have the thing at the bottom, which we've been working on, the International Property Measurement Standards. So you've got 50 organisations from around the world who are saying, let's try and agree an international property measurement standard. Farook, who is the first person who is jointly president of the World of Brokers and chairman of the ICREA board, has been tremendously supportive as far as ICREA and FIABSI is concerned in making sure this comes through. Farook, on behalf of the Coalition and the RICS, thank you very much for everything you're doing. Don't stop. They have produced these standards for offices. What's called an exposure draft is now out around the world, which actually says, the committee have said, this is what we think you should be doing to measure offices. This is the standard approach we think you should take. If you're interested, then please do have a look at the websites at the bottom of that, ipmsc.org. According to Jones Lang LaSalle's Global Transparency Index, which came out in June, India's tier 1, 2 and 3 cities, they ranked 40th, 42nd and 50th respectively. Now that actually is improving the situation from the 2012 rankings. But on the global front, I'm afraid that India is still scoring amongst the lowest in terms of transparency of the transaction process. And I mean by that, sort of high costs of the investment transactions, weak professional standards for agents, including some of them. And the absence of standards and professionalism and the presence of regulatory impediments makes the market tough for international investors, because they still view the Indian market as a little bit opaque and not transparent. Therefore, investors would in danger of actually saying they prefer to stay away from the market. And I think that's something that needs looking at. So, get all those things sorted out, because it's what the investors are looking for. Let's just whip through this now, because I've got 30 seconds left. If you do all that, as I said there, things will improve, the market will get better, everything's sorted, and, surprise, surprise, as I said to the realtors, they might be able to afford to retire. So that's a very, very brief run-through on why I believe and why we believe international standards bring transparency, consistency, professionalism to the market, and I would urge you to carry on the great work, Farook, that NER India has been doing. Keep doing it, redouble the efforts, because you will get there. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
I invite Mr. Arun Subramaniam, Vice President, SAP, to give his perspectives.
Bangalore, if you look at it, of course, God has given us a very sublime climate, and that's something we can only be grateful to Him. But beyond that, if you look at how Bangalore has turned around in the last 15 years, it's been simply because of, one, the efforts of people who moved in here, and two, the best support that we could ever get from the government and the bureaucrats. It's in Bangalore, I think the journey in Bangalore started probably when the Indian Institute of Science was set up, when we had the Indian Institute of Management set up in the 60s. Then we had Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, ISRO, National Aeronautic Laboratories set up. So in terms of a pool of select scientific minds and analytical minds, the ground was actually set very early in Bangalore. In terms of utilities, I think we have fantastic office space that can be made use of in Bangalore, and at an affordable price. If you compare it with, say, Bombay or Delhi or Calcutta or even Hyderabad, I think this is something that we definitely have to acknowledge in terms of availability of space and affordability of the space. I think in terms of real estate, I will definitely have to say that aesthetics, Bangalore stands far ahead of the other cities in India. And in terms of, definitely. And in terms of amenities at an affordable price, I think Bangalore again stands out. Bangalore will be an unbeatable city, not just in India, but in the entire world. Thank you very much. Thanks, Farook.
May I request Mr. Lakshmi Narayana, Commissioner of BBMP.
Farook has been instrumental in bringing Bangalore Realtors Association and the global perspective, the Bangalore investment destination topic which is being discussed today here. Mr. Irfan Razak, the Kradai family which has come here in big numbers, and all the people who are present here, both within the country, from outside. A lot of people have come from outside, and I welcome you all to the city of Bangalore. Mr. Farook and his team has done wonderfully well to showcase Bangalore as a attractive investment destination, particularly in the real estate sector. And I do not want to take a lot of time because you know Bangalore and you have been hearing about Bangalore, and I can only say this much, that this is a city of great opportunities, which all of you know, and still these opportunities are growing, and we can look at many areas of development that are possible in the city of Bangalore. You know very well, just now a friend from SAP has mentioned about the development that has happened in the last 1 decade in Bangalore in terms of real estate space. At present, the projects which are now going on is we should decongest the city. So we are focusing on signal-free corridors. We are focusing on tender shore roads. Tender shore roads, again, first of its kind in India. We are trying to improve the footpaths. We are trying to improve the roads and see that a lot of work is going on. Perhaps you have seen a lot of development happening, but in a year's time, all these things will be beautiful roads, and you will definitely enjoy walking on these roads. And we can only say that we are trying to put flyovers, we are trying to put underpasses, we are trying to tackle the railway crossings so that the movement becomes easier and decongest the city. Our Bangalore Metro is also putting in their best effort to see that more and more areas are covered by Bangalore. And the Honorable Minister is infrastructure development is also has a special interest for Bangalore because he is from Bangalore city and has been in Bangalore city for born and brought up, and he has made his career here. They are all interested in focusing on Bangalore. Our Honorable Minister is keen to help us. In fact, last year he did help us with substantial money for improvement of roads. Today, roads are reasonably good thanks to government which has supported us in improving the roads. Similar support is also forthcoming this year. Our ACS and government have also supported us to the extent of 1,000 crores to the Bangalore city infrastructure development, which will go a long way in speeding up the infrastructure that is already there in the city of Bangalore. With these few words, I thank the organizers and thank all of you for giving me an opportunity of talking to you. Thank you very much and wish you a very excellent stay in Bangalore.
May I now invite Mr. D. Satyamurthy, Additional Chief Secretary, Urban Development, to come and address the gathering.
So today you find Bangalore in that way is very distinct, where you find a cosmopolitan atmosphere, an international community, and a perspective and attitude of the local people here, which welcomes any outsider with warmth, with affection, and with care and concern, which is not very common in the present world, where a usefulness, a business, a profit alone can welcome a guest, but not as an inherent habit of being a hospitable state and a city. Therefore, I would like you to feel comfortable and don't carry any kind of a doubt or any kind of a apprehension in your mind whether Bangalore is a safe destination for me. I would like you to remove that thought from your mind, because I'm also a spiritual coach. I also coach 500 Fortune company CEOs across the globe. So what we think, what we speak, manifests. So therefore I request all of you that you visualize, you have already identified the property with the international measurements. Luckily, we have Farook here, who is the leader. So therefore, we don't measure. I'll ask BBFP to change the standards, that we will measure as per your standards, not as per our standards. We warmly welcome you, and I would like to see that all of you would prosper with your investments, and Bangalore is the most safest destination for all of you. So I thank all of you for giving me, and especially today's, my presence here is just like I have acknowledged Honorable Minister for Infrastructure, who has said you have to spend some time today. So I thank you, sir. And also Farook has been very instrumental, and Irfan Saab, and Lakshmi Anna, and Pasha. have been instrumental in all of you. And you attracted me, I attracted you. This is called a law of attraction. Thank you very much.
I'd like to now invite Mr. Irfan Razak, Chairman Managing Director of Prestige Group and past President of CREDAI, to share his views from the industry perspective.
I think real estate itself is a topic that is always brings, I think movies and real estate go hand in hand. There's always that glamour that comes in real estate because real estate is visible, property development is visible. Similarly, movies also have that glamour. You see, it's visible, we all go there for that. But of course, movies is entertainment. Putting up realty development is not that easy. I think all of you who are involved in it, you know about it. Bangalore, you've heard about Bangalore. I was actually very pleased to hear all the positive comments that my friend from SAP, Mr. Arun, who gave us a complete insight of how SAP set up their facility and took us through the history and also talked about all the positives of the real estate development. And that is what is not, I mean, it's just a reinforcement of what everybody talks about Bangalore development and Bangalore developers, including we had a panel recently on NDTV and the host also talked about it. Bangalore has a certain mystery, it has got a certain chemistry. There's a certain benchmark that has been set up in the development that have happened in Bangalore. And if any new developer has to come into this city, has to actually excel better than that benchmark. So when you go around the city, the type of development that you see is of world-class standards, is class apart from what you see anywhere else in this country. The only city and the state where there is no political interference when it comes to approval processes. There is no political interferences as far as getting whatever you have to get done, as long as it is within the framework of law. The law is very well defined. Property developers in Bangalore, we have been responsible citizens. Like our Commissioner of BBMP mentioned, we work hand in glove with the authorities to see how we can make the spaces that we develop better habitable, better use, because we are not in the business of only creating concrete jungle. We are in the business of creating spaces where people can use those spaces, live in those spaces, and work in those spaces and enjoy those spaces. Because I believe property development is all about space and spaces, and the Bangalore developers are the most responsible developers. And of course, we have the huge support from the Bangalore realtors who help the Bangalore developers to see that they market the product that we produce, we also are able to sell that product in a very efficient and transparent way. I once again thank Farook to give me this opportunity to present my thoughts, and I don't want to stand between myself and other speakers. There are many more presentations, I suppose, and I don't want to make this into a very long night. Thank you.
Well, I'd like to invite our Honorable Minister for Infrastructure and Development and Hajj, Mr. R. Roshan Beg Sahab, to come and share his insights with the audience and the international delegates.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Farook, Mr. Satyamurthy, the Additional Chief Secretary and the Secretary of the Urban Development of Karnataka, the Commissioner of BBMP Bangalore Mahanagar Palike, Mr. Lakshmikant, Mr. Lakshmi Narayan, Mr. Irfan Razak, Mr. Zamir Pasha, Mr. Shastri, and Mr. Farook. I have grown up in the lanes and bylanes of Bangalore, and I am really passionate about this city. That is why when Mr. Farook invited me for this function, I traveled all the way from Bellary for about 5 hours to reach here in time to participate in this function. So now we have plans to build flyovers, underpasses. We have plans to build a flyover from Electronic City to the center of the city. One proposal is from Vidhan Sudha near Chalukya, near High Grounds, to the airport flyover to Hebbal. So now what we are seriously looking at is also the PP model. All the projects cannot be handled by the government alone. So here we are looking at your help, where we can go in for a private partnership in building this infrastructure of the city. That we are very, very serious in developing the infrastructure in the city. I am easily accessible. You need not come in search of me. You just contact me. I will come in to meet you. Wherever you call me, I am there. So with these few words, I don't want to take much of your time. I welcome all the delegates who have come from the different parts of the city, in different parts of the world. I hope you are having a good time in the city of Bangalore. With these few words, I congratulate Mr. Farook for his efforts. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Kannada.
Good evening, everyone. Oh, I say Namaste. I think it means is the India. Hello, right? Namaste. How to say, right? Okay, sorry. Actually, it's my first trip to India, and in the past 2 weeks, I travel a lot of city, New Delhi and Bangalore and other city. Frankly speaking, I love the city. Bangalore is very beautiful. I love the people here. Thank you very much for Farook invite us to attend the convention. And we have the opportunity to be here. I'm very glad. And actually, we have I talk with Mr. Farook a lot about the technology, the latest technology. I have the news I'd like to share with us. My chairman, he is going to building those type of building in Mumbai with 130 floors in Mumbai. But I'll be here for 2 days. I want to, after I back to China, I'd like to persuade my chairman to build this type of the tallest building in Bangalore. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thank you, Wu, for your lovely presentation. And Wu represents the Broad Corporation from China. They're in 80 countries, and he's accepted our invitation. They're on sustainable energy and very conscious of green technology, LEED Platinum. They visited the Oracle facility, the Berries, and the other facilities today. May I now request Norm Flynn, the president of IRPF and founder president of National Association Realtors, to come and share his views with us.
I've been coming now to India and to Bangalore 3 times, India 9 times in the last 9 years. And I almost had to pinch myself 2 or 3 times to remind me that I wasn't in the same country that I was in before, because it is so different today than it was 9 years ago when I came to do an assessment here. I want to compliment and congratulate the real estate community for its growth and development, now having 26,000 members, 800 offices that are part of it, an annual meeting with about 1,000 people coming each year that is just a pleasure to be with and to watch and to see and have it function. I would like to encourage you to work with the brokers and help them to grow and to develop and evolve. They need more assistance, they need more capital in which to do that. You have more capital in which to do it, and in fact, you will profit by making them better and getting the code of ethics effectively put into place. And so my colleagues that are here, I have great faith and confidence in them. but not every system works universally the same. And we need to give a system to the developers where they can get stronger, better, higher quality people into the game plan and make it work. My heart goes out to you all. I thank you very, very much, and that's primarily why I'm here. I thank you for all of the work and energy that you've put in and that you have yet in front of you. Godspeed.
Founders of CREDAI are here, and I'll request them to meet up with you. Kathy Sao, who's the president of AREA, that's the Asian Real Estate Association of America. Kathy is based from New York, and she's been in the business for the past 17 years. She believes that knowledge is power, which drives her to constantly pursue training seminars.
Good evening, dear honored guests, and also the rest of our friends. Thank you so much. It is a great honor for me to be here. Briefly, a little history about our association called AREA. AREA stands for Asian Real Estate Association America. We are the only nonprofit trade association representing Asian America. Between 2000 to 2010, according to U.S. Census, Asian American has been the fastest growing minority segment in USA, and our association was founded back in 2003. Our headquarters is in San Jose. As of today, we have a 13,000 member, and we have 33 chapters in USA and also in Canada. So whenever you stop by USA, drop me a note, and I will make a connection for you to visit our local chapter. Again, thank you so much for having me here, and enjoy the evening. Thank you.
May I now request Robin Waters, president of FIABC, to come up and address the gathering.
I'm here to talk to you about FIABC, which is the International Real Estate Federation. And the International Real Estate Federation is an association of associations. We have a network of real estate professionals in 65 countries. We have more than 100 professional associations and 65 academic institutions and 3,000 individual members. And so, like RICS, we're a very recognisable international organisation. We are also a member of the Economic and Social Committee of the United Nations, and we have representatives all the way around the world working on projects within the UN to further enhance real estate throughout the world and to protect private property rights. We have two online courses you can participate in if you become an internationally recognised agent, and so FIABC will be able to offer some things to you real estate professionals here in Bangalore. So we'll work together further with you, Farook, to make sure that we're able to bring that to fruition, and we look forward to forming a relationship with you here. And thank you very much for allowing me to come to your city and to participate in the last few days. It was greatly appreciated. Thank you very much.
May I have on the stage Mr. Linar Yakupov, the CEO of Tatarstan Investment Development. He is also the President Council of the Republic of Tatarstan, and he with international financial organizations, and they have venture funds which are looking to invest in India. So I invite Mr. Linar Yakupov to make his presentation. Please make the presentation.
Yeah, I'll be short. Ladies and gentlemen, very good evening to all of you. It's really a great pleasure to be in such a lovely city as Bangalore. I've heard so much about this city, and you know, some time ago when somebody came from, I think, USA, they came to our republic, which is Republic of Tatarstan, and we started doing the presentation and saying that, you know, we are building this IT city, which is going to be another Silicon Valley. And he stopped me and said, look, you never repeat that word anymore, because Silicon Valley is in USA. Whatever you do is entirely different, and it's distinct, and it should be known by itself. So somebody said about Silicon Valley, about Bangalore. I think your valley should be called Talents Valley, and don't use this Silicon Valley, because the human resource that this country has is really tremendous, and this is the foundation of the development of your economy. To the future of the city And as a representative of the government of the Republic of Tatarstan, it is really a great pleasure to see that the business community and the government, hand in hand, trying to improve the infrastructure and trying to improve the city. And it's really one of those lovely cities of the world. And my hope is very simple. The Republic of Tatarstan and Karnataka region of India and Bangalore city in particular, we share a lot of things in common, and I strongly believe that cooperation is something that will link us together. And my visit today, within the last days, is just the beginning of a bright future that we should share all together. Thank you very much and wish you all the best.
May I have Jeff Fu from the IEA to come and say a few words, please. Jeff.
A very good evening, Minister, Government Secretary, Commissioner, dignitaries, the President and Council members of BRAI, fellow foreign delegates, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jeff Fu. I'm President for the Institute of Estate Agents in Singapore. But most importantly, I'm also a real estate agent like many of you here. I'm not here to talk about regulations. I'm not here to talk about association per se or encourage you to join my association, because my association is only open to registered salespersons in Singapore. What we can talk about, or what I can do, is look at Bangalore as an investment destination. Truly, as what my earlier speakers have said, the 2 days of going around looking at properties, looking at how your infrastructure has improved, the 2 days of seeing is really believing. So what I will do as a realtor, as a real estate agent, is to focus on marketing properties to the NRIs in Singapore, be it inbound or outbound.
Thank you.
But before I go, I must say, I wouldn't have been here for the second year running if not for this man. To India. Thank you very much, Farook.
Thank you, Jeff, for being brief. May I request Mavic Acosta from Manila, Philippines. She's the Managing Director of Megaworld Corporation, and she's a guest of ours here. She represents one of the largest construction companies in Philippines. They own 5-star hotels, casinos, residential developments, commercial developments, BPOs. They just did the process of building a new casino with a walk-a-later right from the airport to the casino.
Well, I come from the Philippines, and well, the Philippines is a small country, and well, we only have 100,000. Our population is about 100,000, which is about probably 9% of your total population, which is 100 million. Ours is 100 million. Yours is about 1.2 or 1.3 billion. Is that right? So it's a very small percentage. Our land area is very small. It's only 300,000 square kilometers. Yours probably is about 3 or 2 billion. Probably ours is only 10%. And somebody was asking me about the economic growth in the Philippines. And I would say that our economy has been growing at a steady rate, and last year GDP growth rate was 7.2%, and we expect our growth rate to be at 6.5 to 7.5% this 2014. And somebody was asking me about the property market in the Philippines, and I would say that the property market is very vibrant in the Philippines right now. And well, Megaworld Corporation, our company, is part of a big conglomerate in the Philippines, and that's Alliance Global Incorporated, which operates in 4 major businesses. This was the gift that we gave the President of the Philippines last month when we celebrated our 25th anniversary, and this is the first time that we're gifting somebody outside the Philippines, and we'd like to present this gift to you. Thank you so much, and God bless Bangalore, India. God bless all our countries, the nations of the world. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mavic. Vision is the art of seeing the invisible. Irfan Razak has amplified the saying through his visionary leadership, foresight and sharp business acumen. Today, Bangalore's skyline is studded with towering landmarks bearing the Falcon brand, icon of Prestige Group, led by Mr. Irfan Razak. He built ultra-modern homes. Mr. Razak never forgot his duty to the poor. He runs orphanages and provides free midday meals for almost 600 school children. The Prestige Group, launched in 1995, has to its credit several millions of square feet of world-class real estate developments across India. He has been voted the best CEO in Asia and the best in India in the Institutional Investor magazine. Under Mr. Razak's leadership, the Prestige Group has won several national and international awards, including the prestigious FIAPSI Prix Excellence on 3 occasions. Over to you, Kirkor. Sir, we'd also like to recognize Mr. Irfan. May I have Mr. Irshad, Mr. Ayub and Mr. Garda and the other board members up, please. This is from the Bangalore Realtors Association. Can I have the memento for Mr. Irfan Razak? I'd like Mr. Roshan Beg to do the honors, please. All board members, please come up on the dais right away. Mr. Irfan Razak, Chairman Managing Director, Prestige Group, in sincere admiration of being conferred the Best CEO in Asia Award from the Bangalore Realtors Association and all of us present here. To you, I request Mr. Roshan Beg Saab to kindly do the felicitation.